Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Game Master design from Black Cat RPG Series 5, the Lichgate. Now, let's get into the design. So the pin design that you see me starting there with is my Moon Mage. This was a standalone RPG cat pin that I released a couple years ago, and while I was sort of working on ideas for what the Game Master for Series 5 might look like, this one caught my eye, it caught my attention, and I thought to myself, I really like the floating pose and kind of the different moon phases kind of encircling them. I thought that was really cool. And I was like, I wonder if that's something that I could use for the Series 5 Game Master. Maybe instead of the moons, we have, dice encircling them. And I mean, that's something I try to do with all of the Game Masters. I try to pick some element of tabletop role-playing games, and I try to really make that a core part of the Game Master design. And I thought, I haven't really done one where dice is the core part of it. I've done, obviously, they all have a d20, but not one where, all the dice are really prevalent. And because I like recycling art assets that I've already invested time into, I stole all of those dice from my d20 dragon pin. It's a pin design with a little dragon, and he's got, all the different dice and a pile of treasure. It's a cute pin. I like it. But it also made this super convenient because I already had all of those polygonal, hedral, whatever we're calling them things, all those dice already designed and ready to go. I just copied and pasted them right here. I made sure to get the spacing around the dice nice and even by using a septagon, a 7-sided polygon around them. And then I just, put each of the dice on one of those angles. Now, because this project is called, the Lichgate, has to do with dead and undead things, I wanted to make sure that the overall theme of this one kind of, matched the project, maybe felt a little sinister. So I made sure that I had that skull sitting on his lap. It's very prevalent. I don't know what the deal is with that skull. Is that Yorick? Is that his old buddy? Is it a spellcasting foci? Is it just something because he's a little occulty? I don't know. But it is literally central to the design. Your eye is naturally going to be drawn to it because it is at the center. It is also high contrast. It is a fairly pale colored skull against the mostly black or dark blue colors of his clothing. And so I think that really worked well. It's kind of like what's the core concept of this particular campaign? And, it's really that interplay between, the living and the undead and that sort of thing. That was the idea. If this were an actual TTRPG playing campaign, that would be the theme of it. So I wanted to make sure that was super central to the Game Master for this particular grouping of pins. As for the colors, Game Masters, I always have their robes either black or white. I think I use black more often than white. I've had 5 or so Game Masters at this point. I think only one of them is white, maybe the Series 4, the World Builder. She's got a white cloak, but all the rest of them have black cloaks. Also kind of that set of teal colors, the dark and light teal-ish colors, they seem to have become the de facto color for kind of undeath magic in Black Cat RPG. I really could have gone with a lot of different colors. I could have made that purple, I could have made it orange, I could have made it kind of a sickly green. Really any color. In fact, in Series 1, there is a Necromancer pin. She's wearing kind of a robin's egg blue, and her necromagic is purple, so that calls the question, what's going on there? Why is that different than all this other necromagic? I don't know. Maybe if I ever do a comic book or a webcomic or something, I could explain that. So that one, I guess, would be the exception to the rule of teal being the necromagic color. But I kind of ended up with those teals kind of emblemizing, undead magic or necromagic kind of thing. And I have to say, this is something that's really fun and interesting when I get to do super long-term projects like this. I've been working on Black Cat RPG since late 2019. So this is 5-6 years here that I've been working on Black Cat RPG projects. And what's cool is I get to build up lore, I get to build up mythos. Even if, the average person has no clue about those sorts of things within this context, within this universe, I know that there's levels of continuity. I know there's kind of things that I've built up. There's rules that I've set in place, and I continue to follow them. And I think all of that together just really leads to all of these pins feeling like a cohesive collection, like a well-planned universe. And I think that that's just something really special about this. If you see them all together, it doesn't just look like, oh, he just threw together a bunch of interesting outfits on cats. Like, they feel homogeneous. They feel like they belong together. They feel like there's interplay between the designs. At least I feel that way, and I hope you do too. I think this design turned out really well. I cannot wait to get this one in person. I think this is going to be like one that I put on my everyday bag. I'm really excited for this one. Anyway, if you've enjoyed hearing me talk about, the creation of this design, seeing the process of me working on this in Inkscape, please go ahead, like and subscribe. I try to release, videos as I can. It used to be 1 to 2 a week. I'm trying to get back to that, but life gets weirdly hectic. But I've got a backlog of videos to show you all. So please go ahead, like and subscribe. I would love to have you along for the next video. Sometimes it's RPG stuff. Sometimes it's like science cats. Sometimes it's just cute cat pins, And I would love to have you along for that next video. So thank you again so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day.